Okay, so let's talk about something I think a lot of us run into. You know, that home entertainment setup. You've got the gaming console, the streaming box, maybe Blu-ray player, your cable, all these great gadgets.
Right, all needing HDMI port.
Exactly. And you've only got so many on the TV. Then you think, okay, I want a PlayStation on the big living room TV, but maybe I want to watch a movie from the streamer on the kitchen screen.
Without swapping cables constantly.
Yeah, without that whole unplug, replug dance, and definitely without messing up the picture quality. It's frustrating. But look, there are solutions. There's actually tech designed for exactly this problem. So today we're doing a deep dive into one of these solutions. It's called the WolfPack 4K 60 Hertz 4x2 4.4.4 HDMI Matrix Switch with ARC.
Quite a name.
It is quite a name, yeah. And for this analysis, we're actually working from a really detailed product description, the spec straight from a vendor. So it lets us really get into the nitty-gritty of what it can do. Perfect. And our mission here, for you listening, is to sort of pull out the key bits of info. What is this thing really? What does it do? And why are these specific features important if you're trying to get your home AV setup just right? Or maybe even something bigger.
Right.
We think we'll find some interesting stuff, especially around like how flexible it is with video. So let's get into it. First things first, the name itself. Matrix Switch, and specifically 4x2. What does that actually mean for someone just trying to hook up their gear?
Okay, yeah, so the 4x2 is pretty fundamental. It means you can connect up to 4 HDMI sources.
Like we said, cable box, Apple TV, PlayStation.
Exactly, your Blu-ray player, whatever you got.
Yeah.
4 inputs. And the 2 means it can send signals out to 2 separate TVs or displays.
And the matrix part is the key, right? It's not just splitting the signal.
Precisely. It's not just a simple splitter. The core benefit, the real magic, is that you can send any one of those 4 inputs to either of the 2 outputs.
Ah.
Or,
wow.
you could even send the same input source to both screens at the same time if you wanted.
So, game on the living room TV, movie on the bedroom TV from different sources.
Yep, simultaneously. It really frees things up, gets rid of that cable swapping headache completely. And the goal is, to enjoy a pristine picture or sound on each display, regardless of which source it's coming from.
Okay, that makes sense. Flexibility is great, but quality is king, right? What's the point if the picture looks, well, rubbish?
Exactly.
This thing boasts 4K 60 Hertz 4.4.4. That sounds impressive, very technical. Can you break that down? What does that mean for like my eyeballs watching a movie?
Right, it's a big spec. So YUV 4.4.48 bit,
Yeah.
that bit signifies really high color fidelity. A lot of stuff, even some 4K stuff, might use 4.2.2 or 4.2.0 color, which compresses the color information.
Compresses, so you lose detail.
You lose color detail. With 4.4.4, you're getting the full uncompressed color signal. It's especially noticeable maybe in things with sharp color transitions like animation or complex video game graphics, text on screen.
Ah, okay, so clearer, more accurate colors.
Definitely. And this capability ties into the fact that it supports HDMI version 2.0, which is needed for this kind of bandwidth. It also supports HTCP 2.2.
That's the copy protection thing, right?
That's the one. Crucial for playing protected content, like from Netflix or Blu-rays, without getting, error messages or just a blank screen. It needs a lot of data capacity for this 18 gigabits per second to handle those uncompressed 4K signals at 60 frames per second with full color.
Got it. And it's not just the resolution and color depth. It mentions support for HDR high dynamic range, specifically HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And 3D, deep color, that's a lot.
It is, yeah. And that's where it gets really interesting for the actual viewing experience.
How so? What does HDR really add?
Well, HDR high dynamic range, it massively increases the contrast, the difference between the brightest brights and the darkest darks.
Yeah.
And it expands the color gamut, so you see much more detail in shadows and highlights, and the colors are just more vibrant, more lifelike.
And Dolby Vision.
Dolby Vision is a specific type of HDR that uses dynamic metadata. So it can optimize the picture scene by scene, or even frame by frame, which can be even better than standard HDR10.
Okay. So having support for these means you're getting the best possible picture from modern sources, future-proofing, essentially.
Absolutely. It means you can watch movies, play games, view content the way the creators intended it to look. You're not leaving quality on the table because your Switch can't handle it.
Yeah.
And, it's not just about the picture. The audio side here is pretty robust, too.
Right. You mentioned ARC earlier, audio return channel.
Yeah, ARC support,
Yeah.
which is super handy. It lets you send audio back from your TV, maybe it's built-in apps, to your soundbar or AV receiver using the same HDMI cable that's sending video to the TV.
Cuts down on cables then.
Definitely simplifies the wiring.
Oh.
But it goes beyond just ARC.
How so?
It actually has dedicated audio outputs for each of the two HDMI outs. You get an optical SPDIF port and also a 3.5 millimeter analog stereo jack for each output.
Okay, why is that a big deal? Don't most TVs have speakers? Why would I need separate audio outputs?
Well, yeah, TVs have speakers, but let's be honest, they're often not great, especially for movies or music. These dedicated outputs let you bypass the TV speakers and internal processing entirely.
Ah, so you can connect directly to a better sound system.
Exactly. Connect straight to your soundbar, your AV receiver for surround sound, maybe even just a good pair of powered stereo speakers. It gives you much better audio quality and flexibility. And what's really fascinating is the range of audio formats it supports. It's pretty comprehensive. You've got the high-definition, uncompressed formats like DTS HD Master Audio and Dolby True HD 7.1 channel.
Okay, the good stuff from Blu-rays.
Right. And for the real audio files, it even handles LPCM 7.1 channel audio at up to 24-bit 96 kilohertz. That's basically studio master quality.
Wow.
And crucially, for modern home theaters, it supports the immersive object-based audio formats, Dolby Atmos and DTS:X.
So the sound that comes from, like, above you.
Precisely. Sounds placed in 3D space around you, not just fixed channels. It really pulls you into the movie or game. The audio support here is, frankly, excellent.
Okay, that covers picture and sound quality. Now, you mentioned this thing solves real-world problems. Let's talk about the smart features. You highlighted something called auto video scaling downscaling.
Yes, and this is genuinely a big one, a real headache solver.
How does it solve a headache? What's the problem it fixes?
Okay, imagine this scenario. You've got a shiny new 4K TV in the living room. Awesome. But you still have a perfectly good 1080p TV in the bedroom or kitchen.
Right, happens all the time.
So you want to send, say, your 4K Apple TV signal to both. Normally, the system would default to the lowest common denominator. Everything would be forced down to 1080p to work on the older screen.
Ugh, yeah. So you lose the 4K quality on your new TV.
Exactly. Or you'd need complicated, often unreliable external scaler boxes. This Matrix Switch handles it automatically. You can take a single 4K source.
Like the Apple TV.
Right. And simultaneously
Right.
output full 4K video to your 4K display and intelligently downscale that same signal to 1080p for your 1080p display. Both screens get the best possible picture they can handle from the same source at the same time.
That actually sounds incredibly useful, so you don't have to upgrade all your TVs at once.
Precisely. It saves money, reduces complexity, makes your whole system much more versatile.
Yeah.
It respects your existing gear while letting you enjoy the benefits of your new stuff. It's a huge plus.
Okay, that's clever. What about this EDID management thing? Mixed EDID, copy EDID. Sounds very technical again. Why should someone care about EDID?
Yeah, EDID sounds like jargon, but it's actually pretty important. Think of EDID, extended display identification data, as like a digital handshake.
A handshake.
Yeah. When you plug your source, say your PlayStation, into a display, the display sends its added info back. It basically says, hi, I'm a TV, and here's what I can handle, these resolutions, these refresh rates, these audio formats.
Oh.
The source then uses that information to send the best possible signal. But sometimes, especially with multiple displays or switches involved, that handshake can get confused. You might get the wrong resolution, no picture at all, compatibility issues. It's a common source of frustration.
Ah, so managing EDID helps avoid those problems.
Exactly. This switch gives you options. You can use mixed EDID to try and find settings that work for both displays, copy EDID to force the switch to mimic one specific display's capabilities, or use built-in standard EDID profiles. It just gives you tools to troubleshoot and ensure your sources are sending the right signal for optimal quality. It prevents those headaches.
Makes sense. And for actually using the thing, how do you control which source goes where?
You've got options there too, which is good. There are physical buttons on the front panel of the unit itself for quick switching.
Okay, simple enough.
There's also an included IR remote control, standard remote. Then, for more advanced control, there's a web GUI. You can access a control interface through your web browser. And it even supports command control, meaning you could potentially integrate it into like a bigger smart home automation system using serial commands.
So lots of flexibility depending on how you like to run things. And it mentions a micro USB port for firmware upgrades.
Yeah, and that's important for longevity. Technology changes, right? New video standards might emerge, or maybe new copy protection updates. Being able to update the firmware means the device can potentially adapt and stay compatible down the line. It protects your investment.
Good point. Okay, and just quickly, the brand. It's WolfPack from a company called HDTV Supply.
That's right. WolfPack is their trademark. And HDTV Supply, Inc., the company behind it, well, they've been around for a while, 24 years. They've been certified since way back in 2003.
Wow, okay.
And Google Shopping apparently rates them as an exceptional top-quality store. It also mentions the Switch is TAA compliant, which can be important for government or educational purchasing, but often indicates certain manufacturing standards.
And it's actually available.
Yet the description says in stock at $125 currently. So knowing a bit about the company adds some context and potential confidence in the product and support.
Okay, great. So wrapping this deep dive up, it feels like the core benefit of this WolfPack Matrix Switch is really about simplifying what can be a pretty complex AV setup, right?
I think so, yeah.
And doing it while maintaining really high quality. We talked about the full 4K, 60 hertz, 4.4.4 video, the wide HDR support, the comprehensive audio, including Atmos and DTSX.
Don't forget that auto downscaling feature.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That auto downscaling seems like a huge practical win for anyone with, a mix of different screen resolutions. It's flexible and high quality distribution in one box.
Exactly. So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Hmm.
I think this dive shows how just one device can really elegantly manage multiple sources going to multiple screens. It gives you that flexibility without constant hassle and ensures you're actually getting the picture and sound quality you paid for, no matter if you have older or newer displays mixed together.
Right. So thinking beyond just the living room, consider the capabilities we've talked about here, especially that seamless video management and downscaling. How might technology like this not just, revolutionize your personal home theater, but maybe offer really interesting solutions for more professional settings? Think about conference rooms with